Hello everyone, I'm going to be showing you a few runs with the character I've been using in the Magic Find Olympics. Now the first thing you'll probably notice is this is not a sorceress. Not a enigma wearing Hammerden like you might see used by the likes of Nagiza Fullahaxa, it's not one of those. It's a barbarian. And in fact, it is what I have been calling, since as far as I know I'm the only person using one, a Frenzied ZealBarb. Now, what a Frenzied ZealBarb does is he uses Frenzy sort of like a regular zealot would use fanaticism. In other words, he gets the extra increased attack speed so that he doesn't have to get that increased attack speed from gear. He acquires that through frenzy. Now, in the case of fanaticism, of course, that's constant. All you have to do is have the aura active and you get that IAS. But with frenzy, you have to have the skill charged up, which can be problematic in areas where you don't have enemies very often, such as in Baal runs in between the waves. Every wave you'll lose the charged up, the charge on your frenzy, and so you have to start over every time, which can be a little annoying, but actually I'm finding this character much more capable of doing this than I had expected. Of course, I have only been running at Players 1, but this is a Magic Find competition anyway, so it wouldn't make a lot of sense to test at higher player settings, especially not when you're still trying to be competitive like I am. Can't get it out of my system whenever I see my name, in any competition. I just can't stand to see myself in last place, even even if it's ridiculous to expect to win, like it is here with several excellent runners also in the category. But here's one thing. I'm using the 1.07 laying of hands gloves because, well, I gave all my items to Nagisa Furukawa a couple of months ago, and when I asked for some back to make this character, those are the gloves he gave me. What that basically means is waves 3 and 4 heal me, which is obviously very handy, and your results may vary if you choose to do this, obviously, from that single fact alone, because for other builds, all that fire damage can be difficult to deal with, especially when you have, fire resist only in the 47s, and I don't have a lot of room to increase it. And here is the problem with the setup I have been using, and I'll get into that whenever I go on to the next run. I didn't make it in time to save him. Oh well. Well, I guess I can deal with it now. The original way I had this character built was using Frenzy to allow me to get a 4/4/4, whatever the last break point is. 6, is it? Regardless, to get the fastest breakpoint possible with Zeal and a Berserker Axe. And I was using a 1.07 Death, which, as you'll probably know, has no increased attack speed and ridiculous damage. But I discovered in early testing with Death in Baal runs that it just doesn't have enough speed when you're decrepified, especially when you're decrepified and you're under the effects of Holy Freeze, you pretty much slow to a slideshow. So that didn't work out. So I replaced the death with grief in a non-indestructible bugged berserker axe. Now, with grief, and I've also got a done Jewel of Fervor, which is 11% or something like that. Damage taken goes to mana. I'm able to hit 4.13 attacks per second, I believe it is, compared to the 3.5 I was getting with death. And that's proving to be much speedier on the waves. Enough that I think it offsets grief's slowness against Baal, which you just saw. Alright, where was I going with this? Okay, so since I made that change, the only real problem, and why I used the done Jewel of Fervor compared to something, some other prefix, is death was my only source of mana leech previously on this build. It's just too tight to fit it in anywhere else. And so what I'm having to do with the grief is use damage taken goes to mana off fortitude and the Jewel of Fervor I mentioned to build back mana lost. And obviously that is a major issue against mana burn waves, because when they damage you, they drain your mana. So when Lister and to some extent when Ventar spawn mana burn, it is extremely difficult to deal with. But of course we muddle through. These things don't hold back the wise barbarian. They're simply roadblocks. Now, as you can see at Frenzy with gold daggers, that works well. As you can see, he's pretty darn safe with this setup, because once he gets Frenzy up and going, even under the effects of Decrepify, as he has been here, he still attacks fast enough not to get, stun locked or anything like that. Why do I keep insisting on attacking with the gulls? Jeez. So what I'm going to do is, just to illustrate the differences, I'm going to, for the next run, I'm going to change over and show you just how much slower that is with death. Now, as you can probably imagine, death is drastically faster against Baal because of the 50% crushing blow, I guess 50%, I don't remember right offhand, but